Good morning, Form 5. Today we are going to take the second part in operations on natural numbers, lesson 4, unit 1, which is the multiplication. First, we need to represent multiplication problem or operation on the number line. As we said from the beginning of the lesson, that multiplication depends on the first number. Where in multiplication, the first number is the timetable, is the table you have. Okay, so the first number is the table, so we are in table 2. And the second number is the jumps that we are going to jump, where multiplication is faster than addition, so it will jump, not move. First, we calculate the answer, which is equal to 6. So I need to write table 2. Table 2, we are going to write it here. 2 times 0, 2 times 1 equal 2, 2 times 2 equal 4, 2 times 3 equal 6. We are going to write till we reach the answer or the problem itself. What are we going to do now is to jump on the answers like this. From 0 till 2, look here, and from 2 till 4, and from 4 till 6. And of course, whenever you jump, you make the direction, which is to the right. We are jumping to the right, starting from 0. So if I look at this, I will find that the first number is the length of the jumps, which is 2, times how many jumps? 3, so it's 2 times 3. Example number 2, representing 3 times 2 on the calculator. First, we calculate the answer, which is 6. As we said, the first number is the table that you have. Here we are in table 3, and we are going to jump 2 jumps. So let's write table 3 from the beginning. 3 times 0 equals 0. 3 times 1 equals 3. 3 times 2 equals 6, and this is the problem that we have, and we reach the answer. We are going to jump on the answers like this, from 0 to 3 and from 3 to 6. From 0 to 3 and from 3 to 6. So, and we put our direction to the right. So now if I look onto this number line, I'm going to discover that the first number is the length of the jump, 1, 2, 3. So the first number is 3. And we jumped 2 jumps, which is 2. The order is very important. The second thing that we have is the properties. Let's speak about the properties of multiplication. The same properties of addition, multiplication has it. And it has 2 more properties. Because of this, multiplication is stronger than addition. Let's see the properties. The first property we have, it is called the closure property. Closure property means if you multiply any 2 natural numbers, the answer is a natural number. That means that natural numbers is closed under multiplication. It has no other solution, where we are going to write belong. When we multiply any 2 natural numbers, the answer will be a natural number. The second property, commutative property. As we said, the commutative property, for example, if we have any 2 numbers, 2 times 3, it is the same and equal to 3 times 2. This is a property or an ability in multiplication, which is called the commutative property. The associative property. The associative property means if we have more than 2 numbers and we are multiplying them, it will be the same if we put 5 and 2, grouping 5 and 2 together to solve them first. It will be the same if we grouped the last 2 numbers together. And as we said, in the associative property, the brackets are moving, but the numbers are standing in their places. 5 times 2 times 3, after the equal 5 times 2 times 3. All of these will be the same. We have a multiplicative identity property. The multiplicative identity property means that multiplication has a neutral element. It is called multiplicative. Neutral means it will never affect any number element, which is 1. Let's see. 7 times 1 equal 1 times 7, it will stay 7. That means multiplying any natural number by 1, it will leave the natural number as it is, which is 7. So the multiplicative neutral element in natural numbers is 1. we have two more properties for multiplication only, which is multiplying any natural number by 0, it will give me 0. The property is called multiplying by 0. They discovered that multiplying 5 times 0, it will give me 0. And this property is called multiplying by 0. The last property, it is in multiplication only. No one has this property except multiplication, and it is called the distributive property. That means the distributive property looks like this. For example, 5 times, open brackets, 3 plus 2. This means if multiplication is outside, that means that multiplication will distribute this number over this bracket. It will be 5 times the first number, 3 plus or minus, here it is plus, 5 times 2. This is called the distributive property. Multiplication also distributes over subtraction. It will be 5 times 3 plus or minus, here is minus, 5 times 2. And it can come from the beginning, where we have two numbers. For example, 5 times 19. What will happen here? It can bring you something like this. 5 times 10 plus 5 times what? At the beginning, the distributive property, you will know it because it will have always two operations on one line. Multiplying and plus or multiplying and minus. Multiplication distributes over addition and multiplication distributes over subtraction. To solve the third problem here, the number that is distributed is written 2 times. We are going to search for the number written 2 times, and we are going to take the multiplication with it. So the second number is decomposed into two numbers by addition or subtraction. Here it is decomposed by addition. 19 is equal to 10 plus what? 10 plus 9. Like this we solve. Let's solve an exercise. Complete number 1. 2 times 5 is equal to 5 times 2. And exchanging places of the numbers called commutative property. Number 2. 5 times 3 grouped together between brackets times 2 is equal to 5 times grouping together 3 times what? As we said, if the sentence or the problem is going all one operation, and it has brackets, so it is the associative property, where the brackets is moving, it was on the first two numbers, and after the equal it is on the last two numbers. So the brackets are moving, so the numbers are standing in their places. First number here is the first number after the equal, the second before is equal to the second after, and the third before is equal to the third after. So what you need from here, bring it from here. 5 times 3 times 2, it will be equal to 5 times 3 times 2. Number 3. 4 times what will give me 4? 4 times 1. So I made multiplying by something that left 4 as it is. This is called multiplicative, and take care of the sign because here it is called multiplicative identity property. Number 4. 4 times 0, it is equal to 0. And this is called, as we said, multiplying by 0 property. Number 5, I'm gonna look at it and I will discover that I have two operations on one line, so this is the distributive property. No property has two operations on the same line except distributive property, where 5 times 19 is equal to 5 times 10 plus 5 times what? As we said in the example, the number repeated 2 times is the number distributed, so we are going to take it outside. So he distributed, so the number that is going to be distributed is 5. So the number that he decomposed is 19. 19 is equal to 10 plus what? 10 plus 9. Number 6. 4 times bracket 7 minus 2 is equal to what? Here we need to distribute. So it will be 4 times the first number, 4 times 7, minus 4 times the second number, which is 4 times 2. And of course it has two operations, so it is distributive. property. Number 7, the multiplicative neutral element in n, the element that is neutral has no effect in multiplication is 1. Let's see how to use the commutative and associative properties to simplify and solve this problem. In multiplication, we are going to search how to use the commutative and associative. As we said, we are searching for numbers that will give me more zeros by the operation. Here, the operation is times. The numbers that will give me more zeros by the multiplication is 2 times 5, 4 times 25, and 8 times 125. Because 2 times 5 is 10, 4 times 25 is 100, 8 times 125 is 1000. We are going to study them. So to use, we need 4 lines. Okay? First, we bring the friends together. 5, its friend is 2, and 4, its friend is 25. Let's start our 4 lines. We are going to bring the friends beside each other. 5 times 2, then times 4 times 25. Here we exchange places where we are going to write what happened, which is the commutative property. The second line, we are going to write the numbers as they are to put brackets on what we want, which are the friends that are going to give us more zeros. Putting the brackets on the 2 numbers that we want is called the associative property. The third line, we are going to solve the brackets. First, 5 times 2 is 10 times 100. Like this, we simplified this problem to more zeros, where we can solve it without calculator. 10 times 100 is 1000, which I knew from the beginning that the answer will be a natural number, which is the closure property. We are going to use the distributive property to solve. We have 2 kinds. The first kind is where we are going to choose a number to decompose it into 2 numbers. If we have a number near to 100 or 1000, so it will be the number that we are going to decompose. 101 is equal to, open brackets to decompose it. If the number is near but bigger, near but more, so it will be plus. We choose 101 because it's near to 100, so the first number must be 100. And then 101 is equal to 100 plus 1. Now we are going to start. It will be 15 times, exchange 101 by the brackets, 100 plus 1, and this is the distributive property. And then we are going to distribute 15 multiplied by 100, which is the first number, plus or minus, here is plus, 15 multiplied the second number. And then we are going to solve the faster operation first, 1500 plus 15, where the answer at the end will be 1515, which I knew from the beginning is a natural number, and at the end we are going to write closure property. We have another kind. If he distributes already, we are going backwards. That means equal, the number that was distributed, it was written 2 times, so it is 3. Multiply, open the brackets, the rest are in the brackets, which is 15 minus 5. We always start by the distributive property. This problem as it looks like. And then we are not going to distribute again. We are going backwards. It will be 3 times, solve the brackets. 15 minus 5 equal 10. And then solve all of the problem, which is 30. Closure property. These are the 2 kinds we have. Wait for the fourth part. Good morning, Form 5. Now we are going to take the last part of lesson 4, division operation. Division is not closed, and it is not commutative, and it's not associative, and it has no neutral element. So it has only 2 sentences that can come in the test. Dividing 0 by any natural number is equal to what? Let's try. But we know in the division, the first number is the first, 0, and the second number must be the second, 5. We tried an example. 0 is the first divided by any natural number you like. That means if we do it, it will give me 0, because 5 times 0 is equal to 0. So if we made an example like this in the test, it will give me 0. But dividing any natural number first by 0 will differ in the answer. 5 first divided by 0 is meaningless or not possible. What is the meaning of this? That means that if you have 5 oranges and you want to divide them on no one, so the division didn't happen. Why? Because 0 times what can give me 5? Nothing. So it will be meaningless. We have another exercise, put element belong or element doesn't belong on the calculator as it is. 10 divided 5, it will give me 2, where 2 is an element belongs to n. 10 divided 3, it will give me a decimal. Decimal doesn't belong to n. Number 3, 2 over 4 minus 4 on the calculator as it is. This will give me meaningless or math error on the calculator, where we are going to choose meaningless or not possible. And of course, there is nothing like this natural. Number 4, if we do it, it will give me 0, and 0 belongs to n. Thank you Form 5 for watching, and wait for another video. Bye bye.